Okay. We're gonna do this set today. Just to be surprising. It's another one. I did I can't actually reach it from here. I've done a couple, I think, of sets from this brand. No, maybe not from this brand. But it's from the same shop. It's from this yo-yo shop that they have around. And there's an outlet store near where I live. And it seems to be a completely inappropriate place because I don't think it has the right community around to appreciate it. But I think it's just like a storage thing. But they're having a sale which looks suspiciously like a closing down sale. And these are like half price. So I thought I'll get one. Because they've got a bunch of them. This comes in a series. Actually, I got a couple of other little smaller ones. That little fox I did years ago, which was usually sitting on the table somewhere, it's disappeared. They've got some more of those, but that's not so interesting. This one is like, they're numbered. This is number 6. And I think you buy them all, and then you can make a big truck. So that's not inconceivable, because they were. But I just thought I'd do this quickly tonight. Maybe I won't do it quickly. It looks slightly more in depth than I was hoping. A lot of stickers. Oh, you can't rip it open. Oh my gosh. And then if it's worth it, I'll buy a few more before the shop shuts down. It doesn't actually say that the shop is shutting down. It just says massive sale, 50 to 70% off, which sounds a lot like there's the person. We'll leave them to last. Because they look a bit weird. They also look a bit sickly, which is weird when a standard minifigure has a yellow face. That's the way things are. But anyway, do they have a weird orange bed? I don't. That's a really weird thing. But anyway, we'll start with this. And we'll get it done, and it will be over. So this is the instructions. I'm just going to show it and not go into too much depth. And that's the other side. I don't know which side to start on. I think you start on this side. Okay, you start on this side. And so we'll just do this real quick. I'm going to confuse myself by putting it upside down. So that one goes like that. And it's a bit... It feels and looks like Lego, but it's not quite. So that one goes there. No, I feel like this is confusing. Oh, I see what I've done wrong. Alright, I'm not... I was reading it like down the page like this, but actually you have to go across the page like that. Makes things confusing. So, now that we've got that little bit sorted out, I can quickly. This is from step number 4 or something, 3, and we're doing step number 2 now. So, if you're following along at home, because I'm sure you all have this set, you were all eager beavers and went out and got it as soon as I started this video, and then yes, you too will be having as much fun. It's not quite as good. I don't think it's as good as the little sideshow thing with the bear. That was a different brand. That was the Fantasy brand, and I have another one of those actually, and it's good that I got it because that shop's closing down, and so there's not going to be any more. And now we have to have this thing, and this thing I think just goes in there. That can't be right. It doesn't fit. What have I done? I've done something. Now this picture doesn't make any sense. What? This is you gotta put this thing into the middle of here. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit if you do that. Where did all these things come from? Oh, I've got it the wrong way around. That's why. It's got to go on this side. In that case, it makes. All right. Well, we'll take it off. We'll do exactly what the silly picture says. and then we'll put it on that way, and that makes for something that actually functionally works. Alright, so we're getting there. We can take that away. Let's go faster. It must go faster. I made that joke last time, so we're not going to make it this time, so I just did, so not a good start. And then I think, what are we doing? That one goes there, and we're going to get this one, and we're going to get this thing. We're going to put that one, and that's going to go like that. And then we're going to do this exact same thing again, and we're going to put that there, and then we're going to stick it in like that, I think, and then we've done that, and then we're going to do that little black one again. So today was actually an interesting day, even though I didn't really get much done. I almost got everything that I wanted to get car related done, but not quite. So the most important thing, of course, is that I got my car back to my home. It's in my carport. It did not go very easily. So I went there, and the mechanic's a bit weird. They're like another guy, and he's going to come and spray stuff, and it's going to get it started. And like, I don't really know if that was actually going to work, because we've already tried that when it first failed. So from the last time, if you haven't watched the last video, my car was stuck at the mechanics because I took it in, and it did manage to get to the mechanics, but then it decided that it didn't want to go home anymore. And so it wouldn't start at the mechanics, and yesterday I couldn't get, oh, this is not going to go in. I don't know if I like this. Like, how am I supposed to get, this is as far as it goes, but then this doesn't actually go in because it's too high. What? Oh, I've missed a step, that's right. We're doing the same old thing again. It's like, I'm not used to this going across the page. Okay, so that one's got to go there. Alright, we've got to quickly do this. So there's a bunch of things that need to be done. The first is a really confusing step here. I put that one there. How much time have we got? And good. That one goes there. That one goes there. So yeah. Anyway, so the recap is my car was trapped at the mechanics, and I couldn't get it home. And so I today went this morning, and the guy who was going to put the spray, which probably wasn't going to work, wasn't there anyhow. And I'm like, oh, I haven't got time for this rubbish. I'm not going to wait all day for them to turn up. So I went with my original plan, which was to push it all the way home, which is a bit tricky at first because the mechanics is on the opposite side of a main road with lots of cars. But I asked the other mechanic guy, like, can you help me get across the road? Because well, if I can get across the road, then I can push it the rest of the way. It'll be fine. And he did help me, and we got the car across the road. And then I pushed it all the way home. It was only like, I think it was like 400 or 500 meters to get home, which, you know, is a distance. It's a light car. And somebody randomly came up and helped me out by pushing the car, which seemed like a good idea, but also it's a problem. Like the main thing. Where's the other one of these? Where's the other one of these? The main thing. I don't know where it is. No, I can't see it. Have I lost it already? It must be over here somewhere. It's probably in the bag, or it's just missing. I think it's just missing. That's not a good sign. Maybe there's only one. No, there's definitely two. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it was like it was a bit of a risk. Like it honestly could have gone seriously, terribly badly. But I was going to do it anyhow. You can't, you know, when you have an idea, you have to follow through with it. And the reason it could have gone badly is that the road was not completely flat all the way. There was downhill bits. And the car starts to roll, and if you're pushing it and you're outside of the car, and you have to jump in really quickly to put the brakes on. So when the guy was pushing, someone else was pushing my car, and I was not actually in it. That was like a bit of a risk because I was driving right next, or pushing the car right next to a lot of parked cars. But I'm pretty good at jumping into a moving car. It turns out actually if I really tried I could have actually probably slowed it down without jumping in the car and pulling on it, which I had to do when I actually finally got the last stretch of the way. When I finally got it into my drive, I had to sort of stop it from rolling back down the drive bit, and it turns out I can actually strong enough to do that. When I got into my drive, this car stops and this kid jumps out, like this little, like a 10-year-old, and they're going to help me, and I'm like, well, that's very nice of you, but this is kind of dangerous for a kid. And it was like the car started rolling, like when I got it a bit forward, and he pushed it a bit forward, and then I got out and it sort of rolled backwards, and I'm like, this is not good. This is a recipe for disaster. It's going to roll over this kid. You can't trust children to do the sensible thing. I'm like, you're too small. But I didn't say that. I said, thanks for your help. I think I've got it from here. And then they went off and back into the car and drove off. Which, they felt like they did a good job. And they didn't get run over. So that's a plus. Plus for everybody. Now, actually, I'm really, this is really getting me every single time. This whole having to look at 2 different pages. But I think we're okay. I think I've not mucked it up too much. So got my car home. I bet the mechanic guy was like, didn't really think I was actually going to pull that off. Then I was like, well, I'm going to go to the car wrecking place and get me my replacement parts so that I can practice. So it took ages to get ready to do that because I had to like find the right tools and everything. And then when I got there, it was like, I got one part off. I got like this SAM unit. There's all the fuse things attached to, because one of the problems is it might be a faulty solder joint because they weren't soldered very well in the beginning, and they're sort of failing over the years. Which is something I could I have the skills to fix, apart from the fact that it's an awful lot of wires are plugged into this thing. It's going to be like, well, this is going to be a pain to get this to. I've done this wrong. I have literally done this wrong. This is actually the opposite way around. But yeah, I went there, so I got that bit off. That wasn't too hard because someone had already taken it half off. Oh gosh, how do you get this thing off? It was easier to take off than this thing is. There we go. If you can take apart Lego, then you can take apart a car. Surely. I mean, if you think about it. And now we're going to do these things. I really want to get this done as fast as I possibly can. So that goes there. There should be a sticker on this thing, but there is not going to be. I'm pretty sure there's going to be this exact thing on the other side, so I feel like I should just do it. Get it out of the way. You can't tell what I'm talking about, but that's the instruction that I'm up to, and it's just telling me to do it once, which feels like I could regret this on the next page. But no, actually this is the next page, so there we go. And these things go pointing inwards like that, and there's one on this side. That looks correct. And we've got to put a few more bits and pieces on here. We've got to put this one on this bit. Yes, but I didn't get what I really want, which is the fuel tank, because it has some weird, obscure nut thing. They're all Torx bits and things, and I didn't have the things for that, so I left it at that and went shopping. That's what I did. I went shopping and bought all the bits that I need. So tomorrow I'm going to go back, get the silly thing off, and then I'm going to forget about my car for a while. I'm going to chill. I'm going to take apart the fuel tank and the fuel pump from the one that I steal from the other car. I'm going to learn how it all works, and I'm going to see if I can fix it up by changing the motor. And when I'm all ready, and I've got the tools to actually raise my car up, I'm going to try and change the fuel pump. And I think I can do it pretty straightforward. This thing is hard to get on. Like, honestly, there we go. That works. It spins well. So, I mean, it's just all these years of building Lego things. It really goes to your head and you think you can fix anything. But I was like, oh, actually, I can actually work out how I think I can find it if it's the SAM unit that's the problem. Is that tomorrow I'm just going to get in the car. The good thing is the car, I believe, is sitting in my carport and not working. But the last time when it was sitting in the carport, it did actually start. And it's like, well, you can't work things out if the car starts. So now it's kaput and doesn't start anymore. We should be in the money. So that's my plan. Is to but now so I'm going to bang the SAM unit thing and turn the car on, and hopefully, to be honest, I hope it isn't that, because there's so many wires and it's going to be such a pain to take it apart. I'm thinking hopefully I can take it apart in the car and fix it in the car, but who knows. I think that's a long shot, to be honest, which is probably for the best. But it's probably easier than taking the car apart, taking the entire fuel tank out, which is a pretty crazy thing to have to do. This is not going to spin. This is a bit strange. I feel like this is a problematic way of building this, right? So, because these studs are in the way. It doesn't actually go all the way in. I think they probably said, well, that's good enough, that's close enough, that will do. It's like, I don't really think it will do. I don't think that's quite, it's not going to fall out, but it feels like, you can't see it, but that does not go all the way in. This is not a set for people who have the kind of personalities, for whatever reason, that things should make a bit more sense and they should click together. This is like an all-in-one piece for this, which is a bit weird. And that one goes there, and then we've quickly got to build the last bit. So it looks like we built the whole thing, but there's actually more. It's this thing over here. Which is kind of a shame. I kind of wanted it to. I'm going to say I don't know if I'm going to buy any more of this because they're not that exciting, and the Lego isn't quite the fake Lego-ness, the fake brickness. The alternative brick toyness of this is not quite up to the standards of some alternative brick toyness things. So not as good as the whatever the thing with the bears, the little game sideshow game thing that I got last time. What is going on here? This thing is going to go here. I should look at the box again. What am I making? Because I don't understand what I'm making here. That one's going to go across. What on earth is this? It's just this. This is all there is to this. I have to look at the box again. What the heck is this supposed to be? So that bit goes there. Are they just randomly putting pieces together and telling you that this is the thing that you've made? It really feels like it. Like, honestly, what is this? What is this supposed to be? What is this? I think it's just a collection of leftover bits. Then where was this bit supposed to go? I think I've missed this somewhere. Well, that bit goes there, and then there's another bit that goes on top of. I got that bit wrong. That bit goes there. And we forgot the headlights. So a headlight there, and a headlight there, and there's one leftover piece there which makes me a bit nervous. I don't even remember using those. What step did we use this thing in? I don't think we used it in any step. No. Yes, okay, it was over there. But I'd use them. So that's a spare one. So they give you a spare one for some bizarre reason that is never used. You don't get a spare anything else. It's just that one piece. So what was the box? Where did I? What the? Oh, it's this thing here in the background. Like, what is that supposed to be? What is that? What is this? What is this thing here? What is that supposed to be? Am I missing something? I don't know what that is. It really is. I think that's just storage for the pieces that are going to go in this thing. Where do the wheels for this thing come from? So this is the dump truck that I assume you make everything with. So 2 of the wheels, those are not the same wheels. That doesn't come from this. None of the other vehicles have anything remotely close to those wheels. I suspect maybe you don't take this apart. I don't think you take this apart to make the dump truck. I think these are the pieces that come with it, and you get enough of them, and then you've got enough pieces. So somewhere out there, there's a set that just comes with random wheels in the background. We've got 7 minutes, so let's quickly make... I kind of feel like, oh, maybe I should buy at least another one, just to see. I should probably choose. If it was the case that I'd actually publish this video, I forgot to actually publish a video tonight, even though I did actually manage to upload one after 2 attempts. I'm going to have to change my internet soon because they're closing down the copper wire ADSL. They sent me a letter in the mail which I lost, but I think it'll be 6 months from now. So I'll have to get around to doing something, in which case I'll be able to upload much faster and live in the 21st century for once. And so how do these things fit together? I think they fit. Oh, I get it. You put the legs together. You literally have to put those together first, and then they're gonna slot into here somehow. 8 in 1. All right, I have to buy 7 more of these, and that's out of my price range for this quality stuff. But I mean, once it's built, it's fine. This is fine. Like, yeah, I think for the most part, apart from that little dodgy part there, it's mostly well built. Like, things aren't going to fall off. And these guys are funny. They've got funny legs and a funny looking head and a funny looking hat. I don't know if these are going to rank too high on my minifigures. Like, they're always trying so hard, aren't they? I think, there's a couple that just don't bother and just, like, here's the guy from, and they're basically almost a Lego minifigure. They've just got a slightly more contoured body and you can twist them around there. They're just like showing off. They're like, well, actually we're going to be like them, but we're going to be slightly better. And you can move their arms around. Whereas these guys, like, now we're not even going to try and be like the Lego ones. So I think Cogo's one of the not that good ones, are they? So, but they do try. They've got like a logo that makes me think that they're trying. Like, I think if I was to say that this wasn't the best set, I would feel like someone from the Cogo company would feel saddened, like they were doing their best, just by looking at the logo. So what one would I get next? To be honest, well, that one actually looks pretty cool, and that one I think, but they're all. Oh, that one I like. That truck one might be cool. The only thing is, they also have these fire department ones. Maybe I should get a fire department one, or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they'll drop in price to 25%, to be only like 75% off or something. In which case, I might buy them. I'll drop by tomorrow and see how I feel. Thanks for watching. Bye.